Today's guest is a star pitcher on the Chicago Cubs. He played college baseball at Duke, setting the Duke record for career strikeouts. He was drafted by the Toronto Blue Jays, and he became a legit stud. He's an all-star, a Gold Glove winner, and the World Baseball Classic MVP. It's my absolute honor to welcome to Jake's Takes, the Stro Show, Marcus Stroman. What's up, Marcus? How you doing?
What's going on, my man? Thank you for having me.
Man, it's so sick to have you on my show. This is so special. Thank you so much. And of course,
Yeah.
major shout out to the legend Jose Bautista for setting this up. I just had him on my show. We had a blast together. Did he tell you?
Yeah, man. He had nothing but great things to say about you, and that's one of my guys right there. So anything he hits me up with, I'm usually pretty all in on.
Oh yeah, baby. Anyway, so Marcus, I just want you to know we all miss you big time in Toronto. I loved your swagger, baby. I actually came up with like a little comparison for you. You ready for this?
Let's hear it.
You're kind of like the Kyle Lowry of baseball. You're like that bulldog mentality, that leader. Were you always this confident, like even as a kid?
Yeah, I was, man. It was something that my father kind of instilled in me from a young kid. He knew that I was going to be undersized. He knew I wasn't going to be the biggest in the room. So he always told me that I had to be the most confident. So I kind of took that to heart and applied that to everything in life.
It's amazing. You are something special. And Marcus, this year you've been something special. You've been lights out. You're 7-4 with a 2.42 ERA, ninth in whip, seventh in innings pitched, and you actually lead the league in quality starts. Not only that, you also threw a complete game, one hit shutout against baseball's best team, the Tampa Bay Rays. How locked in are you right now?
I feel good, man. I feel good. I think it's just a combination of the process of all the work that goes into it on the daily, in the off season. Got this little guy right here making me comfortable every day. But yeah, man, it's a lot of work. It's good to see the results pay off, but it's truly, I'm very process oriented. I'm not even worried about the results. I put so much into it on the daily that when I go out and pitch, I pitch pretty free and clear because I know how much work went into it and I know that I checked every box. So yeah, my team's pretty incredible, man. I got a great defense behind me, especially with Dansby and Nico Horner up the middle. It allows me to throw my sinker more confidently.
You've had some amazing stretches across your career. Is this the most dominant you felt?
This is one of the most locked in. I feel like I've had other years where I felt very similar, very locked in and very confident. When my body feels good and my mind feels clear, I'm usually pretty locked in. It's just a matter of getting to that point. So I'm big on making sure you're good mentally just as much as you are physically. I think that has a big deal, and I think that factors in a lot. So I'm consciously always um, watching where my energy is being spent and making sure that I focus on myself and take time to get away so that I can lock it in when I'm out on the mound.
100%. But I want to ask you, like, what's with the pitch clock? Before the season, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's gonna go into the pitcher's head. It's gonna be in their head." And although you were the first person ever to violate the pitch clock, it doesn't seem like it's been bothering you too much. You liking the pace?
Yeah, I've always been someone I've pitched kind of quicker anyway. So I didn't think it would affect me that much. I think it is affecting some guys a lot, and I think it is a huge adjustment. I'm actually not a huge fan of the pitch clock, to be honest. I'm a huge fan of the pitch clock overall because of how quick the games are going. It's giving us a little more time to get back to our families and enjoy a little bit after games a little bit more, which I love. But pitching, when you're actually on the mound, it's tough sometimes. Sometimes there's plays where you run to get over, you chase a foul ball, and then it's like you have to get back to the mound in 15 seconds and then start it. So as pitchers, you can feel very rushed. And there's points in the game where you can't even get off the mound to take a second to breathe. I'm very big into breathing and focusing on my breath, and it doesn't allow for that. So you do feel very rushed and sped up at times, which I can understand why guys are taken back because it doesn't allow you to really focus on what you need to focus on each and every pitch.
Like, what was going through your mind by that first violation? Like, were you like, "Oh, I really got to adjust to this," or were you like, "Oh, it's fine. It's just one."
Yeah, I mean, I didn't care. I didn't care. And to be honest with you, even if I had another one, I wouldn't care. Baseball's too tough to, you can't really worry about too many things like that within the game. If I'm going to sit there and care about that in the game, then I'm not going to be able to make my best pitch next pitch. And then it's going to kind of factor in. So I'm a big just present moment guy. I don't even focus on last start, yesterday. I'm very present, doing everything I can to just kind of do what I can in the moment.
100%. Anyway, Marcus, you will always be a Blue Jay in my eyes. You were drafted by the Jays. You were in Toronto for 8 years, developed into a true ace. But when I say Toronto Blue Jays, what comes to mind?
Oh, I love everything about Toronto, man. Everything about the city. I still have part of my heart is so connected to Toronto and to all of Canada, to be honest. I spent a lot of my life there. I was drafted in 2012 and I was traded in 2019. So that's 7 years of my life, core parts of my life. And yeah, I have a lot of friendships still that remain present throughout Toronto. I'm excited to get back there this year. Um, my baby boy is half Canadian. So I feel like Toronto will always hold a huge place in my heart. And like I said, that'll be a place that I always get back to and always considered home, honestly, to me.
Yeah, Toronto's a great place. Can you tell me a story about Toronto that people don't know about?
Story, man. I feel like Toronto, I mean, the story's out there about pretty much I was drafted to Toronto and I didn't know anything about it. So to go from not knowing to thinking it's this foreign country to truly loving it and like I said, being a place that I'll always visit and always go back to and have a lot of friendships established there. Like I said, I speak very highly of Toronto to everybody, man. I sell everybody on Toronto. Anyone who hasn't been there, anyone who asks me about it, I'm always the first person to hype it up. You know what I mean? I have a couple best friends who are from there who I keep in contact with. And like I said, I love everything about Canada. Um, and yeah, who knows? Who knows what happens in the future? You know, I'm open. I'm always open to anything, man.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, like, I know you're focused on the Cubs, obviously, but you have a contract extension coming up. Would
Hmm.
you welcome the idea of coming back to Toronto? Because we would love to have you, Marcus.
I'm open, man. We'll see how it plays out from a different angle. But yeah, I'm definitely open, man. Like I said, I love everything about Canada. So that would be a place that I would love to come back to just because of how much love I know the fans have for me there and the relationships and friendships that I have there. Um, but we'll see. We'll see what the front office is looking like and thinking like.
Trust me, we would love to have you, Marcus. Anyway, so in 2016, you got the nod of to start the biggest game of the season, the wild card game against that Orioles, that crazy ending where Encarnacion hit the walk off, and you had a stellar outing that game. You had 6 innings, it was 2 runs, I think, and 6 strikeouts. Like, what did that game mean to you?
Yeah, that was awesome to get that game, man, on that nod. It's a lot, probably one of the most pressure-filled games I ever pitched, man. Wild card, like a winner go home, you know? Yeah, I just remember waking up being very nauseous, anxious from the night before. There was also that kind of the debate of whether I should pitch or not. It was like me or Liriano at the time, and then I know Gibby ended up going with me. So there was a lot of nerves going into that game, man. But I'm someone who loves those moments. I love the pressure. I love the crowd. I feel like I pitch my best in those types of situations. So I'll never be one to shy away from those. And that was an incredible game, incredible moment.
100%. It had a crazy ending too.
Yeah.
Anyway, you've had the chance to pitch now in the American League and in the National League. So now with the DH is gone now. So how do you compare the two? Do you see them the same or is there differences? Do they still the different styles of play?
I think they're the same, man. I don't attack it any different. DH or not, I'm still attacking every lineup the same. I'm truly someone who focuses on my strengths, and I don't really try to get into pitching to other guys' weaknesses as much. So that's just something where I'm a pitcher who essentially I'm not even looking at lineups before I face them. I'm just really going off my strengths and swings in game. So I'm not really worried about too much when it comes to DH or lineups.
So what you're telling me is that the only difference between the AL and the NL is that there's no AL East.
Yeah, the AL East is a beast, man. It really is.
Does it's crazy. Anyway,
Mhm.
I'll never forget the slogan that you came up with. HDMH. Height doesn't measure heart. Man, after constantly being told that you were too short to be a starter at Duke University, that you were too short to be a first round pick, too short to play in the big leagues, you turned all those too shorts into motivation. And I just told myself to dream. I started this podcast when I was 11, and even though I was little, I told myself dream big. How did you come up with the slogan HDMH?
Yeah, it was like a phrase I just started saying in my head when I was young. Because I'm 5'7", I'm the shortest pitcher in the big leagues. I was always the smallest guy in the room. So it was kind of something that I just said to myself just to kind of motivate me. And then went from a thought to an idea. And then I ended up growing it into like a little clothing line just to kind of spread the love. And because I understand how many undersized athletes there are out there as well. So yeah, it just grew quick, man. Literally went from an idea to a company to all that to spreading the message to a lot of people really understanding the wave because there's so many undersized people and athletes in the world who have been doubted and who have been in a similar situation. So the messaging is very clear, and a lot of people love it.
It really stuck to me because when I heard it, because I'm small, I'm undersized. I'm 13 years old. I'm one of the smallest in my grade. And it's just amazing. I love the slogan. It's the best ever.
Yeah, man. Don't let anyone tell you anything, man. Anybody who's hating on size, man, that's usually them projecting their insecurities and anything that a big dude can do, we can do just as good, man. Truly. You just got to keep that hard work and keep good faith in yourself.
It's all good because I might not be the biggest kid, but I got the biggest mouth. So it's all good.
That's right. You got to use your tools, man.
Oh yeah. Marcus, this is so special to have you on my show. Did you enjoy your time with me today?
Yeah, I loved it, my man. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.